Somewhere between your third copy-paste of the same email this week and your 15th manual spreadsheet update, something inside you should have snapped. You are literally trading hours of your finite, irreplaceable life to do things a computer would finish in 4 seconds. Let's talk about the quiet productivity crisis nobody puts on a LinkedIn post. The one where smart, capable people spend roughly 40% of their work week on tasks that add 0 strategic value. A McKinsey study found that workers lose around 1.9 hours every single day to repetitive, automatable work, which across a month adds up to something that should genuinely offend you. The catalyst here is not laziness, and it is not incompetence. It is a system that was never designed with your time in mind. Most workflows were built in an era of filing cabinets and fax machines, then digitized just enough to feel modern while staying fundamentally manual underneath. Think of it like a highway with 12 lanes that all funnel into one toll booth. The road looks impressive until you are sitting in traffic wondering why you are still here. That toll booth, for most of us, is the human in the middle, manually triaging emails, reformatting reports, and copying data between apps that absolutely should talk to each other. The optimism phase was real. Remember when getting a new app felt like the solution? You downloaded the project manager, the note taker, the time tracker, and 3 months later, you were managing your tools instead of your work, which is a special kind of irony that deserves its own diagnosis. Behavioral economists call this the productivity paradox. The more tools we adopt without intentional workflow design, the more coordination overhead we create. You did not get a system, you got a second job maintaining the illusion of a system. So here is what actually worked, and it is embarrassingly unglamorous. Tools like Zapier and Make, formerly Integromat, are essentially digital assembly lines you build once and forget. Connecting your contact form to your CRM, to your email sequence, used to take a developer and a budget. Now it takes 40 minutes and the free tier of 2 apps. Text expanders like Espanzo or Raycast snippets are the tools nobody talks about that quietly return hours. You type a shortcode and it expands into a full paragraph, every email template, every standard response, every address or legal boilerplate, gone from your mental load and your typing queue permanently. Calendar automation through tools like Calendly or SavvyCal eliminated the 4 email tennis match of scheduling, which sounds trivial until you realize that dance happened 9 times a week. Historians will note that we once traded 20 minutes of back and forth to align 2 people's Google calendars like it was a Cold War negotiation. The misconception most people carry is that automation is for tech companies or people who can code, when in reality, the modern no-code stack is closer to assembling IKEA furniture than writing software. The honest barrier is not skill. It is the 30 minutes you have been unwilling to invest because the manual way feels faster right now, which is exactly what the toll booth wants you to believe. Here is the historical lesson that actually matters. Every productivity wave, from spreadsheets in the 1980s to email in the 90s to Slack in the 2010s, rewarded early adopters with asymmetric time advantages. You do not need to automate everything. You need to identify your top 3 repetitive tasks this week and eliminate one of them before Friday. The disciplined approach is not about going full robot. It is about auditing 1 week of your work, tagging every task you did more than twice, and asking whether a human being should actually be doing this. Position size matters here too. Start small, automate one thing completely before touching the next, because half-built automations create more chaos than the manual process they were supposed to replace. At its core, this is not a technology conversation. It is a philosophy about what your attention is actually worth and who gets to decide how it is spent. The people winning the next decade of work are not the ones working harder. They're the ones who ruthlessly protected their cognitive bandwidth by letting machines do the mechanical and saving the human parts for the humans. Consistency in your workflow beats any single clever hack, every time, without exception. The 10 hours a month I recovered did not come from one brilliant automation. They came from 12 small decisions made over 90 days that compounded quietly in the background. And if you are ready to put that same disciplined, process-first thinking toward building real wealth through real assets, we can help you get started, whether in real estate investing, home contracting, work, or finding lenders. Check out our links in the description below.